1.6 million people listen to me every morning.
Yeah.
From 6 to 10 on my platform. So I'm happy to be here, man.
We appreciate it, brother.
First off, I want to say, Jock, I want to give you the props for those laptops, because I know it's going to make the difference for those kids that you did that to. So people who are online, please just watch who you give, who you're trying to knock, and who you give respect to, because those are resources that you didn't have to do, but you did it because you've always been a real one. And so we, as a community, we appreciate you, and you should be, if anything, one of the first people to speak, because when people aren't looking, you're still working for us. And I do want to say this, and this is, I mean, Tez, I know you said one thing. You said, "Hey, you know, you sit next to a big dog. You sit next to a big dog." But out of that whole stage right there, if Trump wins, only one of y'all going to the White House, and that's Michaela right there. And so we got to be honest on what we got to know. We have to know. No, what I'm saying is, hold on. Out of the whole crowd, only one person. Hold on, let me just.
Gotta listen to each other. Let's hear.
Go ahead, brother.
And this is why. The black people, and when it comes down to
finish your comment, baby.
When it comes down to a divide,
focus on
when it comes down to a divide in our community, this is why, because we're talking about everybody being so politically correct instead of in 4 years, what are we going to get? You mentioned chaos. Black people have been in chaos way before this debate ever started. We're in chaos in the homeless shelters. We're in chaos when it comes to the Department of Labor. We're in chaos the fact that Jock has to bring out laptops for the kids because there's not enough resources in our community. Right. And so when we have a sister with a different opinion than ours, it's about giving that respect. The fact that...
Hold on, wait a minute. I got to... Wait, no, you're not... No, I'm going to stop you because you're going on and on. And this sister here is the one that invited this sister. So if I did not respect this sister, she wouldn't be sitting here, and you're going to put some respect on that. We're not going to sit up here... No, you can get frustrated and look down and all of that. Relax. Well, we got to make sure we're very clear. This platform was designed to bring this sister here. So if there was no respect for this sister, she wouldn't be here. So let's make sure we're using the right context, brother. I don't mind you making the point about one sister going. This is the only sister on this stage that want to go. So let's also make that clear, because I don't work in no White House. So I want to be clear about that. Everybody ain't trying to get a job in the White House. You can continue, but let's not act like she's not respected, because she is. We just have a difference of opinion.
When people are yelling about who's a big dog,
I am a big dog.
And what I'm saying is,
I'm a big dog.
Out of this whole stage, only one person was standing on the stage with a presidential candidate.
Only one person on this stage flipped Michigan. And only one person on this stage organized over 2,000 people every year. Only one person was the racial justice director for Bernie Sanders. Only one, because remember, you don't want to do resumes, because the sister already said she don't have no resume. So you might want to back that. Yeah, you did. You said you don't have like resume. Ain't but one sister the senior public policy advisor for Ben Crump. Let's go on to the next. Ain't but one sister signed the front of the check for 1,000 people. Oh, baby, I know you don't want to start doing the only sister. I know you don't want to start doing the only sister receipts, because ain't but one sister served in the United States Air Force. Let's go on to the next person, because I don't like the slight. I don't like the passive aggressive diss, because I run these receipts down. So let's go on, because ain't but one sister served this country on this here panel.
4 years from now, black people have to decide what they're going to get at the end of the year. At the end of the,
to a whole veteran,
and we're dealing with the disrespect right here. 4 years. What are black people going to get at the...
Because you heard her say she don't have the resume that I got. So go on to the next sister. I'm not going to handle your passive aggressive distance. Baby, I'll run these receipts down on you. I'll run these receipts down on you. You talking to a whole veteran. So baby, ain't nobody impressed about working in no White House. I done turned it down. Ain't but one sister on here that on Fox News. Ain't but one that do 100 hits on Fox News. They don't call this sister, they call me. How many you do a year? How many do you do a year?
I've literally done 30 in the
Baby, I do 100 every year.
And I said what I
do 100 per year. I do 100 per year.
And I just came on the scene.
I'm a big dog.
By the end of the year,
I love my sister. I love my sister, but you're not going to divide us.
But you can't deny
the real thing is going to be, we need to really talk about black people in 4 years. What are we going to get in 4 years? Let's not talk about the criminal. Let's not talk about the charges. 4 years. What are we going to? What is Harris promising black people in 4 years?
That was a valid question. That was a valid question.
Let's get the next person up.
I understand what you're
don't ever do that with me though. Don't ever do that with me. You'll get your friend embarrassed. Play with your little friends.
I would never be embarrassed.
We gotta start reading people. That's all we want to do. Like,
I don't know what JR is doing. I think he's just giving us a replay of last Thursday on here.
Yeah, that was definitely a crash out.
So she was Sweeney? Ooh.
Yeah, that was a crash out, man. I crashed out last week. That was definitely a crash out. I know a crash out when I see one.
I had one too. It's okay.
She crashed out.
She
And the
it's
thing
like
is jacked up is again.
Unbearable.
I ain't getting no direct apology, but I'm gonna try to fix
I did apologize to you.
You said to the people. But do I look like the people? I got a name, sir.
Oh my God. My bad, Ruth. Dang.
Appreciate it.
Man, if you don't go somewhere. But no, she the problem is that again, somebody came up and raised a serious concern. And instead of actually listening and hearing out the concern, she derails the conversation again because he was right. You were cutting people off on the panel. You were disrespecting that woman the entire time. You were disrespecting the man on the panel by not letting them get a word in edgewise. That's disrespectful. And instead of just hearing these people out, because that was the audience that was talking at that point. This wasn't even nobody on the panel. This was the audience coming in and telling you, hey, look, what you're doing is jacked up. And instead of hearing what the audience was telling you, you crashed out. I mean, everybody has their crash out moment, but I hope she go back and rewatch this and recognize, yeah, I crashed out. That was fucked up.
Shout out to Pink Book Lessons, because she who I seen this first clip through.
Yeah.
You saw it too, yeah. And she broke down the dichotomy between what our elders should be versus what they actually are. And instead of getting the tutelage and using their experience to direct people to a path that they can avoid some of the pitfalls, some of the things that cause negative harm in their life, you do the behavior and encourage it and allow it and make people think that it's okay to behave that way. That woman, by her own measure, is a successful woman. Yet I wouldn't want any women I know to be even in that manner. You know, it like women have a lot of power and there's a lot of strength, but that's not a display of strength. That was a display of a temper tantrum, of her insecurity was showing. And frankly, I think she was jealous of the younger lady. I think she was trying to put her in her place and let her know that I'm better than you. And in doing so, she lowered herself below. You rarely offensively degrade somebody and lift yourself up. It don't really work that way. Now, if you were being attacked and you responded, it's justified and I can see. But just going at people and degrading them, you may think you getting one off. People may clap for you in the stands, but deep down, we all look at that a certain way. And nobody allows it. Nobody is proud of that shit. It's offensive. And I'm upset that they platform that image because I don't think most black women act like that. But that'd be the image of black women that they push on the world. And I don't want to see that. Medea done fucked up a whole generation of people. She remind me of Medea. That's that whole okay doing all the little like purring and doing the on like the shit that the trans in the man. Just stop that shit. Just please stop doing that shit. No one likes that shit. Please stop doing it.
I appreciate the girl that she was talking to because she was trying to get her words in the beginning. She was trying to just like match her energy on a low key level, but sometimes we got to normalize. Like if you want to rest in your feminine, like let that masculine woman just do her thing because she's embarrassing herself, and you got to just let that. It literally happened to me today. Like somebody literally was trying to like make me look crazy, and I was like, I have no word because I said I'm not going to go out and say things that I'm not let to say, so I just remained silent. But everybody in the room knew she was wrong. I might have made a little boo-boo, but she made a huge mistake. And everybody was like, oh, you sound great today. You did this and that and the third. But we knew it was her. So it's okay I know it looked like a punk, but just don't get out of character just because somebody else wants to overpower and do all that. Because they're not going to be around for that long. Trust me.
You know why you can't be silent for that, Ruth? Because if that lady never said anything that entire time, majority of that crowd would have took what that woman said as gospel.
That's
just because she was like, no, but just because she was like, if that lady wasn't trying to speak that entire time and get her her words in, the lady over talking her, she would have just been a loud mouth on the panel, and you heard how the crowd was responding to her. Like if there was nobody trying to push back against what she said or say anything to her, a lot of those people would have took what she said as gospel because she said it so confidently and so loudly and so boisterously that without a person who's quiet trying to get their words in and be able to have a conversation, you would have never known she was out of body.
And I believe she should stand up for herself, but sometimes it gets to be extreme. That was an extreme case. So you fighting, nobody really could hear what she was saying anyway. But I'm just saying, like, the more you quiet, the more everybody else will stand up for you. And people did come to her defense. You know what I mean? So I'm not mad at her for. I'm glad she said a couple things. She did correct her. I heard everything she said, and I appreciate that. But at the same time, you can't match other people's energy. Even the guys were trying and they were failing because she let everybody know she was the big dog. I'm going on mute.
Big dog.
I think that's probably
loudmouth banshee.
I think that's probably why she picked the.
Go ahead, Sherelle.
Okay, sure.
I think that's why she picked like the more docile one, cause like I'm the total opposite. I got a positive message, but I'm just as loud as them, and I'm gonna stand by that because at the end of the day, if I'm standing for what's right, I'm gonna be just as loud as the hoes. Y'all wasn't telling hoes to shut up. Don't tell me to shut up. If I'm telling women close their legs, y'all let Sexy Red cut up. Why we always got to be quiet with the positive message? I don't agree with that. If we're trying to speak positive, we need to be just as loud as them. They let them get on stage and show the world our ass. They let the worst of us get on stage and say this is who we are. So the best of us, every time we get to speak, no, we're gonna speak loud and we're gonna speak proud and we're gonna speak against bullshit every time. So she probably picked someone that she could overcharge and she could overpower so she could be loud and wrong, but I'll be loud and right. And then we're going to figure it out, because a lot of times that's what they do. They just want you to accept anything, even lies, because they're loud. No, it's not going to work that way. You sound stupid and the statistics don't go that way. I think the manosphere has done a great job of that. Men in this space have done a great job of humbling women with their cap ass talking points. Like, yeah, that shit ain't gonna work here. I'm gonna mute you, and then what? Face the facts, because the facts is the facts. I don't care how loud you is. You ain't gonna what that's gonna do to the facts.
So is it a matter of disrespect when people just continue to interrupt you and overtalk you? So if you do that to people, and you can sit here and say that it's a matter of disrespect, when you say that and you agree that it's a matter of disrespect, when you do it to somebody, are you blatantly disrespecting them? Because I feel like there was some people on the panel last Thursday that was being disrespectful. And I'm not going to hold nobody to the fire today. I will just say that it don't matter if you're positive or negative and you saying something. You should just be able to listen and try to understand them regardless if you don't agree. So this notion that, hey, look, if you know you're right, or you should just get loud anyways. You get loud if you're wrong. If you whatever you believe in, whatever you think is right is right. Nothing is fact. Whatever you think is right, whatever you think is right or you believe in, articulate it. And if you don't agree with that person, don't interrupt them. Just listen, because you might just find something in there where it lead to a question and give you a deeper understanding on why they have this wrong thought or this wrong position. Like when I asked Law last Thursday, I asked him, I said, I listened carefully. I asked him, said, why do you not want these people to be labeled as anti-Black? And I think he stated, you should be able to have artistic expression. When he made that statement, I understood that, because I held out long enough to hear him say it. Now, if I would have just kept interrupting, we would have never got to that. Even though I don't agree about artistic expression and then having deaths as a collateral of that, I know that artistic expression in certain facets of entertainment come with a cost on whoever you aspire, if it influences them to do the things that you're talking about. But even if I don't agree with that, I'm still able to listen and understand his position on it. And I think Damn, is that my mic?
No, just make sure you mute up in between, y'all.
So even if I'm against this position, I'm still willing to listen and try to understand. Okay, now I know why he came to this position, as far as having the right to be able to express yourself artistically, because he's a film producer. So it gives me more context. And like I stated last Thursday, we got to stop focusing on the content and focus more on the context, and we'll be able to have a dialogue without interrupting each other and disrespecting each other.